Hello and welcome back. We're going to be making one of my most favorite halter neck patterns ever. And this material is giving me so much life. So you can see I've already cut out the neck strap and I've already cut out the lining and also the main fabrics. So I'm just going to start with the front of the halter neck. And if you notice like a little stitch there, I accidentally cut off that. So don't do what I did. Keep that bit intact. You will need it for the finishing product. Okay, so just popping everything to the side, you'll notice that my particular design of a halter neck crop has got darts in it. And I absolutely love putting darts into like things that have got swimwear or lycra or anything like that stretch fabric, because it just makes our body look beautiful. So go ahead and pin your darts, bringing the edges of the lines together and pin away. You'll also be sewing about a 1/4 inch seam allowance from end to end here with your darts. So if you've never done darts before, this is exciting. You get to learn something new, but you look at the shape that's already showing now. You can already see that beautiful shape that's happening underneath the bust, which is going to give you a lot of lift and support and just all round yumminess. And I'm going to do the same for the lining here. So I'm just going to pin the darts on the wrong side of the lining, and I'm just checking the material here to make sure I've got the right side. Yep, got it. And just bringing those two edges together and putting a few pins in there. I use a straight stitch when I'm doing my darts, and the stitch is quite tight, so it depends on what sewing machine you've got your settings on. Once the darts are in, it just literally takes shape. It's so beautiful. I never used to put darts in before and just allowed, the lycra to just mold to the body. However, sometimes not having darts in lycra makes your boobs look flat and they need more of a lift. And this, my friend, is how we get lift with lycra for our boobs. We don't want to flatten them, we want to support them. And so there, we just go and sew those in and we're almost there. Yay, you can already see the shape that it's taking. This pattern is my favorite and I'm in love with it. I came up with this pattern I came up with the idea a couple of weeks ago, but it was last week that I made it, and then I just had to make it in other colors because it was so complimenting on my body, and I know that it will be complimenting on yours as well. So yay. Oh, so beautiful. This pattern is just giving me so much life. Okay, so now that you've got your darts in, when you go to lay the the fabrics together, it doesn't matter how you lay out your darts when they're pressing against each other, just make sure that they're flat. And if you've got any tails of thread, cut them away, because lycra, it shows everything sometimes and you don't want to see any threads showing through. So that's my tip of the day. Cut the threads. Okay, so just, oh, that bit, it's going to annoy me. All right, so bringing the right sides of the fabric together, of the lining and the main fabric, and just kind of with your darts, just make sure that they're nice and flush and even on the sides there. And pinning the darts first. So you've always heard me say pin the crotch seam first. Now it's pin the dart seam first, and don't go for the top or the bottom of the top when you're pinning, just pin the darts or any kind of seam that you find, because then that lines everything up and it sets you up for success, which is what I want for you. There we are. And then going ahead and pinning all the way around the bottom and the top, but leave out the sides. And here we go, speed pinning, and there we go. So just going to sew down through here. I'm going to use my overlocker. You can use a zigzag stitch or a straight stitch, whatever you prefer. And through the top and through the bottom and across here as well. And now I've got the back of our lining here, and I'm going to do what I did before. I'm just going to place the right sides together. So the right side of the lining matches the right side of the print, and I'm just going to sandwich them two together. There we go. You'll need some pins for this as well. I'm just finding the middle part here, because there's at the bottom of our crop top we want to leave an opening here, so I'm just measuring it all up, making sure that I've got the right spot, so I can then just effortlessly go in there. There we go. And so I've made about 2-inch gap here with the bottom of the crop, and that's where you don't sew. So you're going to sew from the edge of the crop up into that point. So you're going to sew across here and sew here, and don't sew here. There we go. So I've done it. I have got this is my underbust elastic. It's a woven elastic. It's very firm. However, with saying that, it's not as firm as what it can be. So it's more like a medium firmness. It's a 20mm thickness. And I'm just going to place it here on the very bottom. I'm leaving 1 centimeter on the edge here. And as I sew zigzag stitch, I'm going to slightly pull the elastic, but not too much, just slightly, just so that there's a little bit of a gather. I'm going to do the same with this elastic as well. Same elastic, 1 inch on the side. I'm going to pull, not sew in the middle where I've left that gap. See, that's where the hole is. We don't want to sew over that hole. If you do, you have to unpick it. So don't sew there, and then from there to here you sew. So this is what it should look like. I've done 3 rows of zigzag stitch. So it's nice and neat. Perfect. Now all we need to do is put the elastic in. I like a swimwear elastic, making sure the hole's there. Don't sew over that hole. We've got openings on each of the sides here. So an opening on the back, 2 openings on the front. So 2 openings on the back and 2 openings on the front on the sides. Double checking, making sure, keep you on your toes. And using the other elastic, you can use either a woven elastic or you can use a swimwear elastic. It is entirely up to you. Either way is fine because it is active wear. Just don't pull too hard on this elastic. Just still keep like the firmness, but don't pull too hard. I'm going to place the elastic at the base here, so don't sew on that tag. And just a light little pull there. and then do through there. And again on this, we want to sew it on the back of the right side all the way along. Perfect. There we go. Done. Did you know that we're almost finished? A few more steps to go. So just turning everything around the right way now. So turning it from inside out to right side, and you get to see the shape of it. It's just such a beautiful top. I'm obsessed with the shape. I'm sure if you make it in your color, like your chosen fabric or color, it will be absolutely spectacular. So once you've turned it the right way around, just make sure that you've got everything nice and neat, and it is ready to go for the next step. There we go. I'm just saving you some time here. And there we go. I've turned everything the right way. So everything's looking beautiful. I'm placing the patterns against each other. So the right sides are together of the pattern. And I'm going to be doing like the pull through method of securing this top, the actual side seams. So I think the trickiest part here is sometimes just it's like getting the sides to actually speak to each other without getting any creases in the way. So just take your time, be really patient with this part. I've pinned that over the top, coming in through the side here, holding that, taking the pin out, and then pulling that through, and then that should reveal. He's in there somewhere. Here it is. Yay! So the prints are facing each other. That's what we want. And we want the lining facing each other. So it's perfect. They're lined up absolutely perfect. So now we're just lining up the edges. I leave a bit of a tail from the back of the crop hanging out, just probably about half a centimeter to a centimeter in length. That just helps everything line up. So use it as a guide. And lining that up. Popping a few pins in. You might have to just pull the material ever so slightly to get each of the bits of fabric flush. I'm so sorry if I keep on going out of camera. It's annoying me too, so I apologize. Doing the best that I can with this tripod in the way. Sometimes it can be quite fiddly. I need to bring it close to my eyes. There you go. And then it's looking so good. It's the small things in life, I tell you, that make me so happy. Things like that, when everything is neat and it's in line with each other, and I know that once I sew, it's going to be a beautiful seam. So getting those pins in. It may look a bit orcs on the other side, so you can take out a few pins and repin it if you like, but otherwise I will probably use that side face up when I'm sewing, just so that I can see the direction of the fabric and I don't miss any edges. Yeah, just sew 1/4 inch there, and there we go, already done. Perfect. And then we just need to turn it so that it's the right side. There, look at that. Perfect. I'm so happy it's looking so good. And then we're going to do it on the other side. So we want to fold it over, and this one can be a bit tricky because we're going to pull like a larger amount of fabric through like the smallest opening along the back. However, leaving like a 2-inch hole at the back is going to definitely make things a lot easier for you. So get this pinned into place, and going in through the hole here, through the back, you'll use your thumb to guide up and the fingers to guide the fabric, and take the pin out and then gently turn it inside out. I haven't let go of it, and still I'll push it through with my fingers. There we go. Perfect. There we go. Yay, I can already see that we've got the lining facing the lining, and the pattern facing the pattern. So I'm happy with that. That for me, I'm good to go. So like what we did before, just straightening everything up, making sure that the seams are nice and straight and flush together before we sew. There we go. I didn't want to put you through that, so just making sure that everything is seamless, and then you can go in and sew your stitch across here 3/4 inch. There we go, all done. So if you don't have a serger, you can use a zigzag stitch and a straight stitch together. And pulling that through, checking for any holes. No holes, yay, that makes me happy. Extremely happy. There we go. Oh, look at that. Now you can see the shape, and it's just so beautiful. It's very 60s inspired or 70s inspired with the fabric and also the cut that I've made. So now I'm getting my strap, and the measurements for the strap are in the downloadable pattern. So you can go to indiajean.com and download the pattern. It's very reasonably priced. It's literally the cost of a coffee, this pattern. So go there and show some love and purchase your patterns. With the strap, I've just sewn the strap, and then I've put some elastic on the strap. So this is what I mean. I went ahead and did it, and it's inside out. I sewed across the fabric all the way along, and then I put elastic over the top where I've sewn. So you can use a zigzag stitch or an overlocker, completely up to you. I'm using my safety pin now, and then this is the old way of doing it. I have one of those looper things on order, so that will be arriving soon. And then you just literally put, like, the pin just takes onto some of the fabric. Here we go, it just goes on through here, and then inside, and then you just push that through, and like a little caterpillar going all the way in there. And there's your strap. You pulled it out and tie it on the ends, and give the ends a little bit of a snip so that it's nice and neat, and it looks like it's store-bought. And tie the other end. Yay. Perfect. can you believe we're almost finished? We're just got to do this part. I just fold that over and that will create like a little tub, and then I pin that into place, and I put usually like 2 little straight stitches across, and it's finished. You want to see the finished product? Ta-da! Thank you so much for joining me on this one. This one has been one of my favorites to make, and I look forward to seeing what you make. Pop over to the website indiajean.com, and I look forward to serving you. So yay! Thank you so much for watching. You make me so happy, and I look forward to serving you again soon.